Hello, this is Sakamoto 321, and this is the 9th part of my Chivalry Medieval Warfare Weapon Guides. In this episode, we'll be covering the first throwing option available for the Archer class, the Javelin. Another one done. The Javelin first saw its use by prehistoric man as a hunting tool, remarkably similar to the spear. The only tangible difference between it is a shorter length and a longer tip. This being a thrown weapon, the longer tip was likely so that a soldier hit with the Javelin could not break it as they would an arrow. The size was simply for weight. The javelin originally had bone or stone heads. However, with the advent of metallurgy, bronze and iron tips were soon available. The Romans and Greeks are recorded to have used this weapon extensively with their primary armies as well as private security. It provided an easy and cheap weapon that could be used up to a middle distance. The javelin, however, sees its current incarnation as a sport weapon used in the javelin event in track and field events. It has also been available since the first Olympics in ancient Greece. The LMB attack with this weapon is the throw feature. Holding the LMB button will draw the javelin back, and releasing the button will throw the javelin, or vice versa, clicking the LMB button will bring the javelin to ready stance, and clicking again will result in the throw. The javelin is a heavy-hitting thrown weapon, doing massive amounts of pierce damage across all classes. Against the archer, 155 damage is done to the head, 44 to the body, and 62 to the legs. The javelin will kill an archer in 2 hits always due to the large one-hit kill area. It is best to aim for center mass. Being a pierce weapon, the Vanguard and Man-at-Arms have identical damage done. Both take 138 damage to the head, 92 to the body, and 55 from the legs. A truly significant amount of damage for these classes. The Knight is stalwart, however, only taking 86 damage to the head, 58 to the body, and 35 to the legs. The Knight's usual damage is generally lower than this, so the Javelin isn't half bad. The mouse wheel down attack deals blunt damage and comes in the form of a shield hit. As with most blunt damage, this attack does consistent blow damage across the board. The archer will take 35 damage to the head, 28 to the body, and 22 to the legs. Not a significant amount of damage. The Men-at-Arms will take 33 to the head, 26 to the body, and 21 to the legs. Again, not a very considerable amount of damage considering the thrown javelin's effects. The Vanguard receives a further reduction in damage, only 31 to the head, 25 to the body, and a mere 20 to the legs. Not a huge drop off, but the damage is still relatively low. And the Knight is very resistant to the bash, taking only 26 damage to the head, 21 to the body, and a pitiful 17 to the legs. The bash does have one plus, however. It is very fast attacking, and if you get the enemy close to you and get a good combo going, it is very hard to block. The mouse wheel up attack comes in the form of a jab with the javelin. It does pierce damage, but holds a relatively low base damage, causing lower damage than the throw. Against an archer, you'll deal 62 damage to the head, 50 to the body, and 40 to the legs. Not a huge amount, but greater than the bash does. Men-at-Arms and Vanguard again have identical damage. Both receive 55 from the head, 44 from the body, and 35 from the legs. Again, not a lot, but substantially better than the bash. Can also provide a finishing blow to anyone you hit with a javelin. The Knight receives more resistivity as expected. The Knight will only take 34 damage to the head, 28 to the body, and 22 to the legs. Again, after a successful hit with a thrown javelin, this should be able to dispatch the Knight relatively quickly, given the javelin's quick attack times. All in all, the best method is to use your javelins to throw, and only resorting to melee as a last resort. However, given the javelin's quick fall time, it is advised to stay close to the enemy, just not too close. For our loadout, we are going to make a true skirmisher build, one that will keep you near the thick of things, but not directly in combat. Use your thrown javelins at struggling enemies, and keep any that come near you at bay with a stab. In the primary slot, you will use obviously the javelin. The secondary slot, the short sword, will provide the added reach and damage to keep enemies at a distance while still doing decent damage. The special slot will be occupied by the only option, the buckler shield. With this ancient thrown weapon, you will anger your enemies and pester them with javelins. Just keep your wits about you and avoid direct conflict. However, in the game of Chivalry, such conflict is inevitable, and in such a case, just remember, stick 'em with a pointy end.